Hello everyone, welcome to PACE Online and welcome to the daily current affairs session, and we will discuss this today's current affairs, right? So as usual we will see the briefly what are all the articles. We have very less articles today in the various news magazines including the PIB. So anyway we have very important articles, though they are less, right? So first one regarding election commissioners. So the first article itself, the headline itself today was related to the election commissioners. We will see what is the context and all, right? Next is PM SVANidhi scheme. So the Prime Minister has going to address today itself. I think address might have been completed for our exam. Then PM Suraj portal, a new portal being launched by our government. So we'll see details about that. Then anti-submarine warfare, shallow water craft project. So already if you're a student of engineering service examination, already there was a question on the same in this year ESC prelims, right? So we'll see the question as well. Next one, Akansha, the Niti Aayog plan of the project. So we'll see the details about it. Finally, there are 2-3 facts and the practice questions as well, right? So you have, if you have any doubts, you can ask in this. Yes, very good evening, AIM-CPWD. Welcome to the session. So these are all the articles that we are going to discuss. Anyway, we'll start with the session with the very important article. This may be a little bit lengthy. After that, the other articles are short in nature, okay? But this is very, very important article. We will see very detailedly about who are election commissioners, what is the constitutional provisions, why there is an issue, what changes government has brought. So we'll see in detail. You can expect at least one question in whatever exams you are going to write related to this election commissioners, right? So the context is this, why it is there in news. There was a lot of headlines about this today. NGO, Association of Democratic Reforms, ADR, which takes care of the data related to the elections. ADR has asked Supreme Court, requested, I mean nobody can ask or mandate. So they have requested Supreme Court that there is a chance that center may unfairly select someone, because a few days before there was total 3 election commissioners, okay, but 2 were resigned. 2 were resigned and only 1 member is there currently, right? So the 2 members will be appointed by the government. In democracy, in any democracy, the elections are the core features, isn't it, right? So it should not be influenced by either government or opposition or anyone. It should be free and fair, right? So because of that, the NGO has asked the Supreme Court that there may be, center may take advantage and they may appoint the members which are affiliated or supported to the government, right? That's why it has asked Supreme Court to take action that those members who are going to be appointed should be with on the supervision of Supreme Court itself. The Chief Justice should be involved in the appointment. It should not be completely government. We will see the existing condition, what changes have made and what their request is, right? So they are saying by quoting these changes that has been made, right? Let's go into from very basic level. We understood the context that some organization is asking Supreme Court to involve in the appointment of the election commissioner. That is the context. Now we'll come from very basic level. First one about election commission as well as election commissioners. What is election commission? So election commission is a body. We have different bodies like Niti Aayog or maybe Supreme Court. We have different organization, and we have an election commission which has responsibility to conduct the free and fair election, right? So the powers were derived from Article 324, right? So election commission we have seen, it is a permanent independent body. It is not affiliated to any government or opposition, or nobody have influence on that. It is an independent body and the powers were derived from Article 324. The election commission got its powers and autonomous powers to conduct elections from Article 324. And to what elections the election commission has the power to conduct elections? Firstly, they have related to the parliament, both Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and then state legislatures, then office of president and office of vice president. So these 4 elections are under the supervision of Central Election Commission or Election Commission simply. And whereas related to panchayats and municipalities, the power goes to State Election Commission, okay? So these 4 elections comes under the supervision of Election Commission, fine? So this is the power. Now the commission itself or the article itself says that the election commission, which is the body to conduct the election, should consist of chief election commissioner. So the article 324 itself clearly says that election commission should consist of a chief election commissioner who is responsible or head of the election commission, and also such other members as appointed by the president. So they did not mention clearly how many members should be there. They mentioned that there should be one chief election commissioner, but beyond that, whatever, like it can be any number fixed by the president according to time. So that's what the article has mentioned. Also, the appointment of chief election commissioner as well as other election commissioner are done by president himself, he or she, herself or himself, right? So president will appoint those members. Anyway, it is not a discretion of the president. It does not mean that president can appoint anyone. There should be clear law, that is according to the act. So there should be a parliament law. There should be a parliament act. Based on that only president can appoint, of course based on the suggestion of council of ministers, right? So president has no discretionary powers. This is what the existing condition of election commission. Now the chief election commissioner and the two other election commissioners have equal powers. Though there is a chief, the head, but they have equal powers. It is not like discriminated. Just to assist or to manage the work of election commissioner, there were 3 members or 2 members or 3 members, but they are equal to the chief election commissioner only. They get same salaries, they have same powers, they have same what you call the working nature, all are same. Only that there is a one chief person, because we cannot always divide the powers. There should be one authority who is responsible. That's why there was 3 members and headed by the chief election commissioner, and all these 3 members has equal denomination of the power or the rank related to the judge of Supreme Court. Whatever the judge of Supreme Court has, the salary, the rank, all are similar to the same is applicable to the election commissioners as well. Okay. In case of difference of opinion, see, there are 3 members now. There are 3 members. Yeah, very good evening. Welcome to the session, Ramya and Malini. So there are 3 election commissioner. If there is a difference of opinion, for example, this person has said something X and this person has said Y, this person has said some Z. So whenever there is a difference of opinion, it is not the chief election commissioner that decides, but based on the majority voting. So if 2 persons, even though they are not chief election commissioners, say something, and if this chief election says something else, the majority opinion will prevail. Okay. So that is also very, very important, how the independentness of the working nature you need to understand, right? Now, what is the time span of this election commissioners whenever they are appointed? For example, January 1, 2024, they have been appointed. Now they can work up to 6 years, 2030 January 1, right? Or their age should not cross 65, whichever is earlier. So if they have achieved the age of 65 by 2026 itself, they have to retire, right? Or if their age is just 58 and they work till 2030, they can work up to 6 years, right? So beyond 6 years or beyond 65 years, they cannot be part of election commission. This is the criteria mentioned, right? Also, they can resign anytime they want. They can directly submit their resignation to the president, or they can also be removed by the parliament. Whenever, if parliament felt that this person is partial and it is not working properly, they can be removed. But the removal process is similar to the Supreme Court judges. How the Supreme Court judges are removed? It should be a special majority, right? I have discussed special majority yesterday itself, that the total membership, 500 members for example, at least half of the members should support, and also 2/3 members present and voting. So maybe out of 500, 200 were absent or abstained from voting. Only 300 people have voted. So out of that 300, 2/3 of the majority should be there. So both the majorities should satisfy to remove the election commissioner. The majority is also very, very important. In case of any doubts, you can ask here. So I will explain a little bit more, because this we have already discussed, the majority and all yesterday itself we have discussed, right? So this is the working nature of election commissioner. Now, what is the case? What happened? Why it is there in controversy? Why there was headlines about this? Now, the appointment process of chief election commissioners were changed recently. Okay, I'm repeating again. The appointment process of election commissioners has been changed by the parliament recently. Okay, now what we will do, we will see what is the existing condition before, what was the process of appointment before, and what was changed, and what Supreme Court has said. So these three things we have to know, right? Now let's go to the background, the process, the existing process. In years 2015, 16 or 17, 2021, 22, many people have filed a case in Supreme Court that the existing process is not in synchronous with the constitutional principles. Election commissioner should be, or election commission should work in an independent manner, but those are being influenced by the government. Because why? They are appointed by the government itself, the Prime Minister itself. So Prime Minister is just saying the president and he is appointing the person, whoever they are suggested. So it is affiliated, supporting towards the government. It should not happen, because election commission is a neutral body. So there are a lot of cases filed in Supreme Court, and also as I said earlier, under 324 article, they have said that president can appoint, but based on the existing law made by the parliament. And since independence in 1947 till date, till 2023, last year there was bill, there was no act. So what is happening? President is appointing whatever the Prime Minister is giving suggestions. So what Article 324 has said, president should appoint, but based on the existing act of the parliament, and there is no act, so government role has increased, right? So that's why Supreme Court has considered the petitions filed by the persons that there should be a law, but parliament has not passed any law, and government executive itself is appointing, right? So this is what they have filed, right? Now, yes, we have discussed this, what the article have said and all. Now, what Supreme Court has observed, right? So before that, we will see what is the existing criteria of the appointment. What was the before? In 2023, they have changed the process. But what was there earlier? As I said, it was exclusively with the executive. There are three branches of the constitution: executive, and then legislature, and then judiciary, right? Executive means government, legislature means parliament, right? And judiciary means Supreme Court or the other judiciary. Now, executive role means government role will be more. Parliament means both all the parties, government as well as the opposition and all other parties. Judiciary means the judicial aspect, Supreme Court, High Court role will be there. So earlier it was the executive itself is taking the decision who are appointing the chief election commissioners or election commissioners. But what Constitution has said, the power should be with the parliament. An act should be passed. It should not be with the government, but with the Parliament Act, right? So that's why earlier process was solely depend on the executive. Whatever the government decides, they are appointing it, right? So law commission will consider who are all the retired persons related to chief election or whatever the IAS officers, IPS officers, whoever may be. Law commission will shortlist some members and it is put forward to the government. Prime Minister is recommending president to appoint certain person. So here what is happening? The government is appointing the chief election commissioner. This is the existing or the previous approach. Now Supreme Court in 2023, they have observed certain thing, that election commission should be an independent body, not government, but an act should be there, and please pass the act through the parliament for the process. Then only you consider for the new appointment of the election commissioners, right? So Supreme Court has given suggestion to pass a act by the parliament. Also it said that please include the one of the judges of the Supreme Court, whether Chief Justice of India. Now who is appointing? Prime Minister is recommending president. But you make a committee such that the Chief Justice of India should be there, part of the committee. Okay. So this is a suggestion. It is not a mandatory thing. They have suggested that try to include the Chief Justice of India. But anyway, you can pass an act. You can pass an act and accordingly you can suggest whoever may be the members of the appointment committee. Now, what the government has done after the ruling, government has passed a bill in parliament and they have included, observe here, they have included Prime Minister and then leader of opposition, and a cabinet minister. So cabinet minister and prime minister are nothing but again part of the government. Again it is becoming an executive affair rather than involving some neutral person. So they have made a law such that prime minister, cabinet minister and one opposition leader of opposition was made part of the committee who are going to appoint the election commissioners, right? So this is also a not neutral one, right? So that's why the NGOs has filed a case that rather than cabinet minister, there should be a chief justice of India who will be neutral, right? So judiciary has a very trust among the public. So please consider this case that in the next few days, government is going to appoint the chief election commissioner as two were resigned. So this change has to be made. That was the request made by the NGOs to the Supreme Court, right? So what we have seen here, we have seen the context, the request made by the NGOs to the Supreme Court to change the nature, existing condition, the law passed by the parliament. We have seen what is election commission, how it works, article 324 and about the election commissioner's appointment, all the process we have seen from very basic level. And we have also seen the previous existing condition of the appointment of the chief election commissioners and election commissioners and what change the parliament has brought last year. Even though change was made, the act was made, but still there is a role of government in appointment. The majority is 2 ministers. So that's why they are again requesting Supreme Court to involve the Chief Justice of India to make the election commissioners more neutral. So that is the article. All this fact, all this process is very, very important to remember. Any doubt in this? See, if you have any doubts, maybe because of this lengthy one or there is a lot of things to learn, if you anywhere, if you did not understand, please post the comment, I will repeat it. You no need to worry, no need to hesitate to ask doubts, okay? Right. Now, moving ahead to the next article, from now onward it is very factual, no need to take too much time also. Factual in nature, you need to remember the facts. So, PM SVANidhi, PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. Now, what is the context that we will understand? So, the beneficiaries of this scheme will be being addressed by Prime Minister today. So, he has already addressed. So, that's why we have taken this article from Press Information Bureau. Okay, right. Now, yeah. So, this is the context. Now, before going into the discussion of the scheme, let's understand the existing condition. If you go to any of the streets, right, there are a lot of street vendors. You can see here, this is an example. Lot of people, even any of the cities, whether in Delhi, whether in Hyderabad, you can see small shops across the road, right? So it was very disorganized and there is no support for those people. They will earn 100 rupees, 200 rupees and their business are not increasing beyond certain level. They are just earning certain amount and that is not sufficient to make livelihood for themselves as well as their families, right? So that's why what government has felt, we will give financial support in terms of loan, right? So anyone, if they want to start business, they want some money and where they will get? Usually they are taken from the banks, right? So to give this support, government launched PM SVANidhi scheme that yes, we will give 10,000 rupees for you, certain amount without any collateral, right? If you want to take car loan or home loan, you need to keep certain proof, right? Or the home that you are building, the papers itself will be the bank. But this scheme was not asking any collateral or proof that in case of any failure and all. They are just giving money to encourage the business, the small business to do more business and get more profits and have a better livelihood. So that was the aim of the scheme, PM SVANidhi. PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So for street vendors, they want to encourage to self-depend on them, right? So that is the objective of the scheme. Now let's see the facts. I explained you about the working nature, the objective of the scheme. It was launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in 2020. Okay, so that was the ministry involved that you need to remember, and the objective I have already discussed. The main thing, it was launched during the COVID. So during the COVID times, everything was closed, right? So there was not allowed to put any small business across the road. So after that, government has come up with that, okay, your business was stopped for some time due to COVID. Now we are encouraging, we are giving money to start the business and grow bigger, right? So that is the objective of the scheme. Now, it is a micro credit facility. That means the credit or the loans given are not very huge. They are very small. Micro here, the loan was kept at a limit of 10,000. Very, very important. So there will be giving collateral free loans for up to 10,000 and it is guaranteed by the government. So I am a person A, I want to restart my business. I will go to bank and government will back. Government will say the bank that you give. If any case in any something happened, we are there here, because government is the one who trust, anyone will trust the government. So this person will go to bank bank and they will receive 10,000 rupees, right? Small business, they can just start with 10,000 rupees also. So that's with the low interest rate. Usually when you are taking loan, there will be lot of interest, right? 15%, 10%, 12% based on the type of loan, right? So these are very low interest. They no need to pay too much interest on that. 10,000 plus maybe 5%, 6% interest or 7%, 8%, right? So they are very less interest and they are given with 10,000 rupees to start the business. The duration of the scheme initially was kept till March 2022. The scheme was kept, the deadline after 2022 March, they are not going to give any loans. But after that, government has extended till this year December 2024. They have extended, okay, you can take loans, because we want to focus more on digital transactions and then development of your families, not only about the business, but you have to support your families also. So we are extending the scheme. That is what the government has said, right? Now, who can take the loans? Who are eligible? Can I take it? Can you take it? No, it is not, everyone cannot take the loans. The loans will not be given to anyone, everyone. So it is given only those who have started the business before March 24, 2020, because they already had a business and they were not able to sustain it because of COVID. That's why this deadline was kept, and they should have a certificates given that these are the local vendors. Only those persons who are given with certificates. See, whenever you are starting business, you need to take permission. Even at the small shop also, you need to take. Here the street vendors are usually given permission from town vending committee. At panchayat level, local level, municipality level, there are local members committee which give permission to start a business. So they should have a certificate, and also they must have started the shop before March 2020. So these two conditions were kept by the government to take the loans, right? Yeah. So we will, sorry for the small inconvenience. So we will see what are the scheme benefits. These facts are also very, very important, right? So the scheme benefits are, they will be given with 10,000 rupees as a small loan, right? So there is let's see the benefit. So 10,000 is given, 10,000 rupees is given to this person, A, and he or she has to pay every month. Okay, so every month in the next coming 1 year, they have to give back. Of course, this is a loan and there is some interest also they need to pay. For example, 10,000 rupees has to pay back by 12 divided by 12. So approximately you can say 800 need to pay, right? And also interest added, plus say for example 10% interest. So 10% interest will be divided into months. So 800 plus interest has to pay back to the bank, right? Every month they have to pay back. Also, if a person who pays exactly on the time, even if they are paying it before, their business was good and they were able to pay back, right, on time. So here, whatever the interest that they are paying to the bank will also be subsidized by the government. Up to 7%, the interest also that you are paying, you no need to pay up to 7% interest, that also government will take care, right? So through this, what government is doing? Government is encouraging them to do more business right? So and also economy grows and their livelihood also grows. That is the responsibility of the government, to have a proper livelihood for all the people, right? So this is what the benefits they will get, right? Also it promotes the digital cash, like they should not collect the cash. I mean, they are encouraging to do more digitalization, like Phone Pay, Google Pay, Beam, all those things. They are also given with cashbacks up to 100, right? So that this will become more organized, more digitalized, right? So this is the other objective of the scheme. And finally, who is implementing this? This is the body given with the responsibility. Small Industrial Development Bank of India is the implementing agency of this scheme, right? So that is the details about the PM SVANidhi. Any doubts? Okay, so I am moving ahead to the next article. Again, this is a factual one. PM Suraj portal. This is similar to PM SVANidhi only. You might have understood the mechanism of PM SVANidhi. The same thing. So I am not going to explain in detail how the working nature and all. Briefly, I will compare it with the PM SVANidhi. Okay. So Pradhan Mantri, PM has launched Pradhan Mantri Samajik Uttan Evam Rozgar Adharit Jan Kalyan portal. So full form also they may ask in the exam if you are writing the even any exams, like there is a possibility, even ESC engineering service exam they have asked VCHIPS full form. So anything is possible, even UPSC is asking these days. So this is the full form of the scheme. Government has, the Prime Minister has launched the portal, right? Now what is this portal about? It was launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. We have different ministries, and social justice and empowerment takes care of disadvantaged sections, right? So any social differences and all caste related things, this ministry will take care. Now, what is the aim of this portal? This want to encourage the people from backward sections, like you can take OBCs, SCs, STs, women, or whatever the backward sections of the society. They are encouraging to start business. They are encouraging entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs means who have ideas to start business. So they are going to give all the ideas at single place. They are going to give the credit as well. Like they can keep some collateral, they can take loans and they can start the business, right? So that is the objective of the portal. This will promote to do more entrepreneurial from the disadvantaged sections. It is not for everyone, for the backward sections. That is the objective, right? So this will be the one-stop solution for all the things. If you want to start business and anyone from backward sections, go into the portal, look into what are all the details, what type of business are there, how much loan will be given, everything will be kept at one place, right? So that is the portal. This also gives credit support for the eligible persons, whoever are eligible under backward sections. So the credit also will be provided, and this credit will be channeled through banks. Government is not giving directly, but it will encourage banks and other non-banking financial companies to give loans to the people of this particular section. So they will start business and they will become some higher, you can earn more money and they will become an advanced community, right? So that is the objective of the scheme, right? Very simple. Ministry, all the facts that you need to remember for whom this scheme is and all. Next one, anti-submarine warfare, shallow water craft. Okay. So what is anti-submarine warfare, right? So we have, you might be know about the submarine. So for example, this is the water, this is water, right? So submarines are those ships which can travel underwater and they can monitor who are all coming into our waters. Take example of China. So if there is any Chinese ship in Indian Ocean, we have a submarines who can monitor, right? So these are submarines, and if Chinese submarine has come into the water and there is a threat from it, if we felt, then we can use this anti-submarine warfare. So within water we have other missile, other ship which can shoot and deneutralize this anti-submarine. So these submarines can be destroyed. So those are called as anti-submarine warfare. And shallow water means not too much depth. Depth means it is going into longer depths into the water. Shallow means at the top level. So these are specifically designed for those submarines which are moving in the shallow waters. They can recognize these shallow water crafts, can recognize and they can deneutralize, right? So this is what I want to explain you the background. Now Garden Reach Ship Enterprises, a private company, GRSE, has launched 2 anti-submarine warfare warships. So these 2 were launched, right? So that is what we have taken this article. Now, what is anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft project? We will see about the project, then we will see about the new launches. So as I explained about the mechanism here, right? So that the same thing is applicable here. They are anti-submarines which can destroy the submarines which are located in our waters. And this was launched way back in 2013. So total 8 ships were aimed to launch. Now the 5th and 6th was launched. Sorry, 4, 5 was launched. Earlier 3 were launched. Now the again 2 were launched. So it was launched in December 2013. And we have already an Abai class corvettes. Corvettes are nothing but warships, anti-submarine warships. We already had some warships before. Now they got older. They are no more very efficient. That's why this project aims to replace Abai class corvettes, anti-submarine warfare. Very, very important this point. Which project is being replaced with ASW shallow water? So this is already existing Abai class corvettes are going to be replaced with the project. And the total cost mooted was 13,440 crore. So this is the project. Now the first 3 ships of this series, so total 8 ships were aimed to launch under this project, and first 3 were launched in last year November 2023, and the names were given Mahe, Malwan and Mangrol. So these 3 are the names given for these 3 ships, and it was launched in 2023 in Kochi shipyard. Now as I said, there were 2 more launched under the project, 3 were completed. The 2 were given names as Agrai and Akshay. So these are the 5th and 6th, right? So already 3 were launched. I think yes, 4th and 5th. This is 4th and 5th. So these were launched now yesterday. And who is taking care of the project? That is also important. Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers. This is a company which is constructing these ships, right? So very, very important facts. This is not actually a conceptual. It is a factual in nature. Any doubts in this? Hi Rajkumar, welcome to the session. I hope there is no doubt from your side. So I am moving ahead to the last article of today. Akansha. So the context is the logo of Akansha was launched by Niti Aayog to promote vocal for local. So I'll explain, you don't worry. Niti Aayog you all know, so I'm not explaining that. Vocal for local means promoting the local manufacturing. The goods from India at the local level should be promoted. So that is the aim of vocal for local. Now the logo for Akansha was launched. I'll tell you what is Akansha, don't worry. So this is the context that we have taken the article from Press Information Bureau. Now what is this Akansha? We have a portal. Okay, I'll coming back to this particular point. Just give me some time. Let us move to the next one. We'll come back to that. We have a government e-marketplace. I have discussed this GeM in the previous sessions, one of the previous sessions. Government e-marketplace. So for any government, we have a different ministries, we have different offices. For all these things, we need chairs, we need tables, we need different goods, pens, everything. So to encourage to procure this, government has to procure from somewhere, right? So earlier it was procured from private agencies and there was a lot of corruption. If the cost is 10 crore, it was considered as 15 crore, 20 crore and it was went for a lot of corruption. Now everything was kept at single place, government e-marketplace. All the goods has to kept in this website, government e-marketplace. So any ministry, any office of government, whether state or center, has to buy. It was like for center it was mandated, states yet to be mandated. So everyone, whatever, every ministry, every government office has to buy the things from only this portal, and this portal is government itself. So everything is digitalized. Government e-marketplace was launched by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, where government offices can buy any type of goods from this portal, right? And what is the objective? To promote open and transparent procurement platform for the government offices, to not quote wrongly and shift the government funds. So this is the objective that government has created. Now it was made mandatory by Ministry of Finance for central government from 2017. from 2017 it was mandated. Any government offices has to buy the goods from this particular portal itself. No other way they can buy from Amazon. This is not allowed, right? And this is owned by special purpose vehicle. A small organization was created under Ministry of Commerce with 100% government owned. So this GeM is being handled by special purpose vehicle under Ministry of Commerce, right? So there are a lot of products, approximately 11,000 products were kept under this GeM platform. Now coming to the Akansha project or the Akansha one launched by Niti Aayog. Within this GeM, say for example, this is the GeM website, government e-marketplace. So there was a separate Akansha platform, or you can say separate name, criteria, category, how we can shortlist that, okay, blue color jeans I need. So you can filter it with using the blue color in Amazon. Similarly, they can filter it with Akansha, right? So in this Akansha, the goods are made by the local people, the aspirational blocks program. So there are certain regions in country which are yet to be developed. You can take example of agency areas in Visakhapatnam or tribal regions in Odisha, Madhya Pradesh. So these are all yet to be underdeveloped, yet to be developed. They are underdeveloped one. So those areas who want to encourage, who want to participate in this e-commerce, they can come and produce, keep their goods here in Akansha. So they are encouraging these district products which are yet to be developed in our government e-marketplace. So that is what Akansha is, right? Now I have explained about the aspirational blocks program as well. It is nothing but those blocks. Blocks means within district we have different blocks. So those blocks which are yet to be developed, they are underdeveloped. So those are considered criteria, separately for the development. This was announced, aspirational blocks program was announced in budget 2022-23 to specifically focus on these areas for the development. And these products, whatever coming from these regions, will be kept under Akansha in government e-marketplace, right? So this approximately 500 districts are there as part of government, as block program. So these are mostly coming from 6 states that are Uttar Pradesh. This is not very important, right? So this is about Akansha. We have seen the context and then what is government e-marketplace, where there is a separate criteria now, and all the goods of these particular blocks which are underdeveloped will be placed here. So government can buy specifically on these things, right? So that is about the Akansha. Yes, there was a question. We will see the question as well. Now moving to the factual pointers, there are 2-3 facts. Indian author Amitav Ghosh has been awarded prestigious Erasmus Prize 2024. So Indian author Amitav Ghosh got this particular prize. Okay, the prize is given by Netherlands. So this may be also asked in the exam, right? So for his work, Imagining the Unthinkable. So this was his work, and for this work he got the Erasmus Prize 2024, right? So this is about fact. Next one, the Tata Power Solar Systems Limited. It is a Tata company. This has completed the country's largest solar and battery energy storage systems project in Rajnandagaon, Chhattisgarh, right? So these solar batteries were created separately in this district and the project was completed. This is the country's largest battery and energy storage systems, right? Where it is located also important. These are the facts that are relevant for our exam. Now let's see the questions of today's session. We had a session of all 6 articles, 5 articles and then some factual pointers. Now let's see the questions. Okay, first question, which of the following statements about election commission is incorrect? So they are asking about the incorrect. Let's see the statements. The chief election commissioner shall not be removed from the office except in like manner on the same grounds related to the judge of Supreme Court. So that is the first statement. Second one, the number of election commissioners is fixed by the constitution. So the number of commissioners was fixed by the constitution. It is saying election commissioners are appointed by the president. So that is the third one. Next, election commission is responsible to conduct the elections to state legislative councils. So this is all the 4 statements. Now they are asking which one is incorrect. So I am waiting for your answers. Someone said Malini has said it as B. Any other answers? Ramanjanelu again said B. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's check whether it is correct answer or wrong answer. So someone said it as C. The chief election commissioner shall not be removed. So they should not be removed until unless the process is similar to the judge of the Supreme Court. Yes, that is correct. So special majority has to be passed if they want to be removed. That is the first, so that is correct. The number of election commissioners is fixed by the constitution. No, it was not fixed by the constitution. It said that there should be a chief election commissioner and the rest of the members will be decided by the president. So this is the wrong. Election commissioners are appointed by the president. Yes, this is correct. And the election commissioner is responsible to conduct the election for parliament as well as states. Whether it is legislative assemblies, legislative councils, it is taken care by the election commission itself. So that's why I have added this to confuse you, right? So you should remember this thing. Yeah, so answer is B. Why there was removed comments, whoever have answered it as B, it is correct. Okay, so that is the answer. Next question, with reference to PM SVANidhi scheme, which of the following statements are correct? Now they are asking about the correct. Earlier it was incorrect. Now it was yes, Prabhakar, you are correct. Answer is B for previous question. Now they are asking about the correct statements. It is an initiative of Ministry of Social Justice, right? So that is the first statement. NABARD is responsible for the implementation agency of the scheme, right, for administration. So NABARD is the responsible, they are saying. It provides loans up to 10,000 with an interest subsidy of 7% on regular payment for selective street vendors. So that is the third statement. The scheme was launched during the second COVID wave in India in 2021. So what is the answer for this? Second, someone said both, 2 people have said it as C, right? So let's check what is the answer for this. It is an initiative of Ministry of Social Justice. Wrong. It is initiative of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So first one is wrong. NABARD is responsible for implementation agency. No, it is SIDB, right? Small Industrial Development Bank. It provides up to 10,000, correct? Interest subsidy 7%, correct? With regular payment for selective street vendors. Yes, whoever has established before March 2020. So this is correct. This was not launched during second COVID wave. It was launched in the first COVID wave itself, 2020. Okay. So this is also wrong, right? So answer is C. All of you are correct. Subrat, Ramanjanelu, Ramya, AIM, CPWD, Malini, Rajkumar, Rachana. All of you are correct. Very good. Right. So those keen observations that you are doing are very important for the exam. So you will keep improving it. Right. Next question. What is the purpose of recently launched PM Suraj portal by the Government of India? So what is the objective of this portal, they are asking? To promote entrepreneurial skills among youth and especially of women. So that is the first one. Support the backward sections of the society with the credit to start any business. Then to promote local manufacturing with credit support to MSME sector. Reduce the wastage of material to promote the circular economy. So what is the answer for this? Third question. We have seen PM Suraj portal, right? So someone said it as B. Any other answers? So 3 people have said it as B. Let's check. To promote entrepreneurial skills, correct? Entrepreneurship they are promoting, but not youth and women, right? So this is wrong. Next one. To support backward sections of society with to start the business. Yes, this is correct. As we have seen, it is for backward sections. It is not for MSMEs or to reduce waste. These are irrelevant. So answer is B. All of you are correct. Very good. So all of you have answered it as correct. Next question. India's largest solar and battery energy storage system project was recently launched in. India's largest solar and battery energy storage systems project was recently launched in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh. Very direct question. Yes, Trida, Prabhakar, Rachna, Malini, AMC, PWD, Ramanjanelu, Subrat, Ramya, all of you are correct for the previous question. Now answer for this question. So it was Gujarat, no, it was in Rajanandagaon, Chhattisgarh, right? So answer is C. Very direct question we have seen, all of you are again correct. Now this is the question, next question asked in engineering UPSC, engineering service examination 2024 in February, okay. So whoever has have written this exam, you might have remembered this. We have discussed this article today, okay, because 2 ships were released. Which of the following ships does not come under Indian Navy's 8 anti-submarine warfare shallow watercraft project? Right? Mahanav, Mahe, Malwan and Mangrol. What is the answer? Someone said D, someone said A. Any other answers? Okay, we will see. Malwan, Mahe should be correct. You at least should be remember, right? We have discussed this. Mangrol and Manav may be confusing, but there is no name called as Manav. So this is wrong. All 3 were launched in November 2023. So answer is A, Mahanav, right? So all these things we have seen. I'll show you also once if you are confused. See, these are the things we have discussed. Malwan, Mangrol and Mahe. These 3 were launched in 2023 November, right? So answer is A, Manav, right? So answer is A. So this is the session for today. Thanks a lot for the active participation, right? So we will come up with the tomorrow's session. See you tomorrow. Have a great evening. Thank you.